What's up, guys? Big news for Chippy. Let's jump straight into it. All right, so here we're on the Twitter. Followers have actually increased by another 100 in the past day, so it's starting to grow pretty quick again. We're gonna get to the news here in a sec, but real quick, just had their free Chippy Friday where 150 people, 150 Chippy holders got free meals of fish and chips. So actual fish and chips. So that's pretty sweet. And then here's the news they just posted. They're getting ready for a big surprise that they're going to announce on next Friday, the 24th. So about 6 days from now. So big announcement coming up, and this is just the start. There's going to be more and more announcements. So that's why I think it's very important to load up your bag of Chippy right now, because a lot of people don't realize we're still insanely early on this project, because they've got a hardworking team that actually have big plans and are working hard, and they're going to keep releasing more and more announcements and more developments to keep growing this project. So yeah, big things coming. Will we see FOMO leading up to next Friday? We'll see. A decent chance we could see that. So pretty sweet. And guys, how many meme coins do you know? How many meme coins do you know of where you actually know who created the project, who's behind the project? Probably zero, right? Maybe a couple, but I think most people don't know any. Would say they don't know any meme coins where they actually know who's behind it. And that's one of the big things going for Fish and Chips, because they actually have a doxed dev where we know exactly who created it. And it's this guy right here, that Martini guy. If you don't know who that is, he is a massive influencer in crypto. He's been in crypto forever. BTC 2013, so that's, 11 years ago? But yeah, 500,000 followers on Twitter. He's got a massive following on YouTube too. He's connected to pretty much every other influencer, connected to all the exchanges. So they're going to have massive ability to push this project. And we're seeing a big announcement coming up next week. And there's just going to be more and more announcements. Eventually, it's going to start getting listed onto exchanges, probably smaller exchanges first, but eventually tier 1 exchanges. And eventually even Binance, I think, will be listed on. So, I mean, when that happens, it's going to be huge. So, yeah, this is still just the very beginning. I mean, the Twitter only has 1,000 followers so far. So many people don't even know about this yet. And I think even a lot of people holding Chippy don't even realize who's behind this project, because, how it is in memes, people just ape into things without even researching it. So yeah, and that's kind of what we're seeing in the charts right now, where we're seeing a lot of the whales are starting to sell off. And a lot of the whales that got in at the very start, they're taking their profits and selling off. But with the whales selling, we're buying up these dips really well, so price isn't actually dumping anymore. We're basically just going sideways, which is super good and is going to give us more momentum once we break out. So last video, I was talking about this symmetrical triangle we were in, and I was saying we could break to the upside or downside, more likely to break up than down. And we started to break up, but as you can see, we didn't really have any volume on this breakout, and that's a big sign that it's not going to last. If you don't have the volume, you're not going to be able to maintain the pump, and you'll likely roll over. That's what we saw. So it was more of a fake out here, and we dumped back down. Also, I mentioned there's two ways you can look at this symmetrical triangle, or you can take this horizontal resistance, and it's an ascending triangle, which is also a bullish pattern, more likely to break up than down. But this time it broke down, and I think this was likely the extent of this dump from this pattern here. Probably the extent of this dump, in my opinion. And I think we're likely to see us come up and retry again at this resistance. Of course, it's possible we could go lower, but yeah, I think good chance we could come up and try this resistance again. We've already tested it several times, and this is our major level of resistance. If we can break through this, then we should see a big pump right after that. So that'll be the key area to watch here at 16. We've already tested it 4 different times here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The more you test resistance, the weaker it gets. So the next time we test it, we may be able to break out. But if we come up and get rejected again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because the longer we go sideways, the more strength we're going to have once we do break out. And so what we're seeing here in the past few days is a lot of whales are selling, like I said, like this last big red candle we saw 2 hours ago. This was actually a whale dumping $10,000 worth of chippy in one sell. So I don't know why people just sell all at once like that. It's usually smarter to DCA out, just like DCA in, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, so the whales are selling, but the dips just keep getting bought up. So this is super good. The weak hands are, the tokens are getting redistributed from the weak hands to the strong hands. Eventually, we're going to run out of sellers, and once that happens, prices are going to skyrocket. So, and like I said, the longer we go sideways, the more strength we will have on our next pump up. So, yeah, actually, sideways action is boring, but the longer you go sideways, the better, actually. So, you may be bored with this price action, but just be patient and you'll see the big gains. So just like with Bitcoin last year, from like March of last year all the way till October, Bitcoin pretty much went sideways and did nothing. It was insanely boring. It was just going between like 25,000 and 30,000. And then in October, we were at 25,000 and we pumped all the way up to 70,000. So all that sideways action gave us massive strength for that pump. All right, so also, if we zoom out a bit here, see the full chart. The chart has now formed what looks to be a fish pattern. So if you look at Chippy here, the chart kind of looks similar, where we got the head right here, we got the fin on the back up here, and then the tail. And so I think this is a really good sign, very bullish, and we should see a massive pump out of this pattern. So good stuff coming. All right. So yeah, like I said, there's going to be big announcements coming up. So we're still super early on this project, and I think accumulating pretty much anywhere where we're at now is going to be extremely profitable in the long run, because like I said in earlier videos, I think we're eventually going to $1 billion market cap, and that's like 100x from where we're at right now. That may take till the end of the year, maybe even into next year, but I think eventually we will get there. So super early still. Make sure to like this video, share it so more people find out about Chippy. Subscribe if you want more videos like this one, and I'll catch y'all later.